Hello, everybody, and welcome to Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Joshua.
Hi, I'm Nabras.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Once again, guys, happy Friday and welcome to Youth Connect. For people that are new or reoccurring watchers of Youth Connect, Youth Connect is a news entertainment show that was created during the pandemic for the community by the community. We are all youth broadcasters who have our own podcasts, play music, and want to go into acting and broadcasting work. It's a show that I know you are going to love. So you already met my other co-hosts, Kevin, Joshua, Nabras, and Jeffrey. But first up is me with gaming news. So we always have to start off with gaming news, and we have to start off with our video game of the week. What is video game of the week? Well, basically, it's a video game that I want to shine the light on and really want to showcase to you guys. And this one's an upcoming one that's coming up in 4 days, guys. You know what it's called? Today's game of the week is called Sifu. Now, Sifu is a stylish yet gritty beat 'em up featuring visceral hand-to-hand combat in a contemporary urban setting. From Slowcap, creators of the acclaimed PS4 fighter Absolver. But here's a little bit of a story. Sifu is the story of a young kung fu student on a path of revenge, hunting for the murderers of his family. One against all, he has no allies and countless enemies. He has to rely on his unique mastery of kung fu, as well as a mysterious pendant, to prevail and preserve his family's legacy. On the path of vengeance, the hunt for his enemies will take them through the hidden corners of the city, from the gang-ridden suburbs to the cold hallways of the corporate towers. You have only one day and countless enemies on your way. For every mistake, there will be a price to pay. Adaptation is the way. Carefully positioning and clever use of the environment to your advantage is key to your survival. Use everything at your disposal. Throwable objects, makeshift weapons, windows, and even ledges. The odds are stacked against you, and you will be offered no mercy. I have to say, guys, that honestly, just from the title and the description of the game, it is absolutely amazing. It is inspired by the Chinese art of Kung Fu and transforms it into a beat 'em up game-like genre. And I have to say, I love beat 'em ups. I love how they're also taking in Chinese culture. Kung Fu is very common, and I don't usually see it in a video game. So this is an interesting game. I really recommend you check it out. Just so you guys know, the game release will be January or February the 8th on PS4, PS5, and the PC. So make sure to look for that title. Anyways, though, next up is Kevin, and Kevin has with us some all-important local news.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the youth news with me, Kevin Aruja. And what do we have in the headlines? More snow? Nah, no. I think the snow is leaving us alone for the next few days. Anyways, let's get on the headlines. Ontario's top health officials say it may be time to reassess the value of vaccine passport requirements. Statistic Canada says 200,000 jobs lost in January. Toronto home sale fell 18% in January as prices climbed and listings dropped. And least but not least, Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics begins today. The province's top public health officials say that it might be time to reassess the values of Ontario's so-called vaccine passport system. Right now, Ontario only requires individuals to have received 2 doses of vaccine to access a number of non-essential settings covered by vaccine passport requirements, including eating outdoors, at a bar or restaurant. But with the Omicron variant, 2 doses of vaccine doesn't seem to limit the risk of transmission significantly, though it does not provide greater protection against severe outcomes, including hospitalization and death. A third dose provides about 60% protection against infection. The Ford government had previously said that it would start gradually lifting proof of vaccination requirements in January, but it abandoned those plans amid the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. Statistics Canada says the economy lost 200,000 jobs in January amid stricter public health rules put in place to slow the spread of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The decrease marked the largest drop since January 2021, when the economy shed 207,800 jobs. The loss also pushed the unemployment rate to 6.5% in January, compared with 6.0% in December. Greater Toronto Area home sale tumbled as fewer properties were listed and market conditions tightened last month, weighing on the regional real estate board sales forecast for the year, but not dampening its price predictions. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board said that 5,636 homes were sold last month in the area, an 18% drop from 6,888 last January. New listings fell by more than 15% to 7,979 last month from 9,438 during the prior January, while active listing took an even bigger hit, plummeting 44% to 4,140 in January from 7,396 a year earlier. The average from January was $1.2 million, a roughly 29% increase from $96,000 to $68 in January 2021. The Ipsos found immigrants willing to pay even more than other buyers in some segments of the market and is forecasting that they will have even greater some buying intentions than domestic purchasers. And in on the sports news, the 2022 Olympic Winter Games being kicked off in a spectacular fashion in the stunning opening ceremony at the Beijing National Stadium. In 2018, the last time China hosted the Olympics, the opening ceremony to the Summer Games lasted for more than 4 hours, with over 15,000 participants, including a massive sea of drummers, and capped with a majestic fireworks display. This year's ceremony was different. Participants were slashed to just 4,000 to limit the spread of COVID-19, and the show clocked in at about 2 hours due to the colder February weather. And on the last sports news, the officials urged mask wearing for fans attending a Super Bowl, 3 days after being photographed without a face mask at an NFC Championship game. Mayor Eric Garcetti and other officials urged fans head for the Super Bowl to strictly adhere to pandemic safety protocols that include staying masked except while eating or drinking. The Los Angeles area continues to see high levels of COVID-19 infections. The ticket holders aged 5 and older must show proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID-19 test to enter. Under a Los Angeles County health order, masks are required at all times, with limited exceptions. The biggest challenge at the Super Bowl might not be on the field, with officials acknowledging there was no way to constantly police 70,000 people. At the championships game Sunday at SoFi Stadium near Los Angeles, where the Super Bowl will be played, thousands of fans openly disregarding the mask mandate. And on the weather news, tomorrow will be mainly cloudy in the morning, becoming cloudy with sunny breaks in the afternoon, and tonight will be partly cloudy. Next week, our temperature will stay close to the zero mark with a few flurries on Wednesday and Thursdays in the afternoon. And let's get into the interesting fact. Since today is the first day of the 2022 Winter Olympics, I'll share a few interesting facts about the Olympics. The Winter Olympics is the ultimate sporting time event where countries from all 7 continents come together to compete in various sporting events. When people say Olympics, they usually refer to the Summer Olympics because it includes sports that are more popular, but Olympics comprise of Winter and Summer Olympics. Winter Olympics are not a part of Olympics when it started. They were played separately as Nordic Games. Nordic Games was the first international sporting event that focused primarily on sports played in winters. A person called Victor Black used to organize these games. Victor Balk was a close friend of Olympic Games founder Pierre de Coubertin. It was Victor's idea to include Winter Games in Olympics. In 1908, winter sport was figure skating was included in the Olympics for the first time. Gradually, more sports were introduced. At present, there were 15 sporting events in Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics as a separate event was held for the first time in 1924 in Chamonix, France. And as some Winter Olympic facts, Norway has won the greatest number of gold medals since the Winter Olympics began. The United States of America was hosted Winter Olympic 4 times. And on a third fact, Bjorn Daly of Norway has won the most Winter Olympic medals. He has won 8 gold and 4 silver medals in cross-country skiing. And on the last fact, out of 15 sport events in Winter Olympics, only 4 indoor sports: curling, figure skating, speed skating, and ice hockey. And with that, friends, we come to the end of my segment. It's still cold out there, so stay warm and stay safe. This is Kevin Aruja signing off, and now I'm going to switch back to Aiden's gaming news.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for the Olympic news. And you always share such amazing news, so thank you so much. For our second gaming news, this is a huge thing for gamers that at least have known of the series GTA. Now, if you know Grand Theft Auto, it's a very popular game. Grand Theft Auto has been stuck in a multiple loop of rehashing GTA 5 and all of the other previous games. But guess what? After rumors and reports, Rockstar has confirmed it's working on the brand new Grand Theft Auto game and said that it's well underway. In a new press release, a Rockstar spokesperson wrote, "With the unprecedented longevity of GTA 5, we know many of you have been asking us about a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project we embark on, our goal is to always significantly move beyond what we have previously delivered. And we are pleased to confirm that active development for the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series is well underway. We look forward to sharing more as soon as we are ready, so please stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for official details. On behalf of our entire team, we will thank you all for your support and cannot wait to step into the future with you." Now, it's been said that GTA 6, or technically that's the name pending, was in development back in 2020, but it has been a long way from release. Further reports say that it should arrive in 2024 or 2025. As for the game itself, Rockstar will not be sharing any more information and will not say when they will be sharing more information. Now, I know a lot of people have been dying for GTA 6, and honestly, for myself, I like the Grand Theft Auto series, but I don't like how they've been rehashing the same thing over and over again. It's nice to see that they're going to bring a brand new game with brand new stuff and much more new content for people and players to explore. Anyways, though, next up we have Joshua, and Joshua has us a good news story and animal news.
Good afternoon and welcome to Connect Now for a good news story. Mississauga teen who saved children from house fire receives high praise. A Mississauga teenager is being praised for his heroic efforts in saving a family from a house fire in his neighborhood recently. The fire broke out at a home on Starfield Crescent near Winston Churchill Boulevard and Britannia Road West on the morning of Saturday, January 15th. 3 young girls were on the second floor of the semi-detached home. 2 of them made it onto the roof while 1 was trapped inside. 18-year-old Adam Atala went through a neighbor's home to gain access to their roof and jumped onto the roof of the home on fire. He then opened a window for the girl to get out and help the 3 girls down to safety. During a Mississauga City Council meeting, Ward 9 Councillor Pat Satio presented Atala with a certificate recognition and a Ward 9 volunteer pin in recognition of his efforts. "This is the type of thing that really restores your faith in people. Reach out and helping their neighbors," said the councillor. The teenager was also praised by Mayor Bonnie Crombie. Since the house fire occurred, Atala created a GoFundMe campaign that raised more than $1,200 to help the family. Isn't that amazing? Now for another good news story. Mystery garbage man in Wisconsin neighborhood is revealed. For weeks, in the frigid and cold Wisconsin winter, residents in Appleton neighborhood were puzzling over a sudden mystery. On garbage days, they would trudge with their trash bins down their long driveways of snow and ice. Strangely, the garbage bins would appear back at their garages after the garbage had been picked up. Melody Lutinager, who lives in the neighborhood of Grand Chute, first asked her husband, but he replied, "No, I'm not bringing the garbage cans up." Then she thought it was the garbage company and decided to stake out the area. They discovered the identity of the good deed doer the day before Christmas Eve. She prepared a little gift for whoever it was and stood there and waited and waited. At 8:21 in the morning, she saw Dick Ponsov, a 75-year-old senior who lives a few streets over, coming up the driveway with a Lutinager's garbage can. And Dick turned out to be quite inspiring. He told local News 5 channel that when he retired, he got sick of doing nothing, so he started going around and picking up garbage cans. Not just certain ones, but everyone's. Just be nice to all people, he said. It's just what you've got to do. Just think if you were at home and you needed someone for help. He lived in Wisconsin most of his life and always loved winter. Lutinager gained something more from the help she got from Dick. You know, the kindness that strangers give is unexplainable feeling. Now turning to animal interest news. Birdwatchers flock to see rare 8-foot raptor. The Steller sea eagle is the world's heaviest eagle with its 8-foot wingspan. To this royal and rare bird, an American would normally have to visit Korea, Japan, or Eastern Russia. Never had one of the sea eagles ever been spotted in the lower 48 states until now. 5 days before Christmas, one of the majestic birds flew into Boot Bay Harbor, Maine, and it's bringing bird watchers from all over the East Coast to see it. Members of the Massachusetts Audubon Society first spotted the raptor, known for its huge golden bill. It's been reported that this is the same bird that was spotted in summer in Canada and Alaska. Straying outside of its native area, it's known as a vagrant. As of January 16th, the wave bird was still in Maine after having first been documented as a vagrant in Alaska's Denali National Park over 4,700 miles away in August. The chance to see this eagle would normally involve a plane ride anywhere from 6 to 12 hours and a passport. So the bird's appearance in the U.S. is pulling amateur bird experts from their nests in places like New Jersey for a spontaneous road trip known as chasing. When a rare species, especially a rare vagrant, is spotted, birders chase reported sightings around the region using apps like eBird or through various Facebook groups. For our second animal interest news, Kiefer the Maine coon is so big people mistake him for a dog. Meet the world's biggest cat. A kitty so large people think it's a dog, and he's still growing. The oversized cat belongs to Yulia Menina, who lives in the small Russian town of Starit Oskol. She bought Kiefer, named after a popular milky fermented drink, almost 2 years ago, as a little Maine Coon kitten. Now, she says, most people think Kiefer is a dog. Yulala explains of her pet, "I couldn't imagine an ordinary kitten could be so big. He's very smart though, and always behaves calmly." While Kiefer has a formidable appearance, she says he's very affectionate cat. When friends and acquaintances come to the house, all the attention is on him, and he willing allows himself to be stroked. When strangers come to the house, everyone confuses him with a dog. Kiefer is one is now 1 year and 10 months old and weighs 28 pounds. It is expected that as Maine Coon, he'll continue to grow until the age of 3 or 4. So there you have it. Wow, that's a huge cat. Would you like to have a cat like that? This is Joshua Show reporting for you, Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
I gotta say that I absolutely loved both of those news. Now, I'm 6'3", and first of all, that eagle that they saw, huge, 8 feet wingspan. That's like one me and 1/3 of me. So it's like 1 1/3 of me. And also that cat was massive. It looked like a Great Dane almost. Maybe not that big, but it was a pretty big cat. Like a cat, like maybe it's just this big. So thank you so much for your animal news, Joshua. I always love hearing it. For your final video game news, it's not video games. We're going to switch to board games now. And we're going to do our board game of the week, similar to our video game of the week, but now it's a board game. And today's board game of the week is actually a really fun one, guys. It's called Gloomhaven. Now, Gloomhaven is a game of Euro-inspired tactical combat in a persistent world of shifting motives. Players will take on the role of a wandering adventurer with their own special set of skills and their own reasons for traveling to this dark corner of the world. Players must work together out of necessity to clear out menacing dungeons and forgotten ruins. In the process, they will enhance their abilities and experience and loot, discover new locations to explore and plunder, and expand an ever-branching story fueled by the decisions they make. This is a game of persistent and changing motives. It is ideally played over many game sessions, so it's not just one, guys, it's multiple. And after a scenario, players will make decisions on what they do, which will determine how the story continues. It's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure book. I'm gotta say, guys, I am a big D&D fan, and this game is actually quite different to D&D because it actually changes based on your decisions. Obviously, D&D does the same thing, but honestly, Gloomhaven sounds like a spooky place. Like, oh no, don't go to the town of Gloomhaven. That place is cursed. And I don't know, D&D is always fun, guys, because you can make your whatever character you want out of your own imagination. That's the fun of D&D. So if you guys love D&D, I recommend that you check this one out, because if you like stories and you want to experience fighting, that's a cool board game to check out. Anyways, though, next up is Nebraska. Nebraska has with us some entertainment and podcast news.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nebraska Khan, and I'm also the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And our top story is about, if you guys didn't know, Simu Liu, the star of Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and he also showed up in Kim's Convenience, will host the 2020 Juno Awards. Yes, organizers announced Wednesday Liu will return to his hometown of Toronto for the May 15 show. The Juno's first in-person ceremony since the COVID-19 pandemic forced the cancellation of the event in 2020, before it moved to a digital format last year. It's an absolute honor to be hosting the 51st annual Juno Awards, Liu was quoted as saying in a news release. Canadian entertainment and culture hold a very important place in my heart, and getting the chance to experience the festivities in my hometown makes the experience even more special to me. Liu is fresh off the success of Shang-Chi, the first movie in the most recent phase of Marvel's superhero movie franchise to debut a new character. The movie represented a risk for Marvel after most of its reliable stable superstar talent left the series following the release of Avengers Endgame, and the success of the franchise rested largely on the shoulders of Shang-Chi and Liu. The movie earned more than $400 million worldwide and smashed COVID stagnant box office records. It also earned Liu a People's Choice Award for Action Movie Star of the Year and cemented him as one of the breakout Canadian stars of 2021. This is awesome. He's gonna host. I'm a Canadian. You're a Canadian, but you must be proud, and you should be proud. And one more thing I wanted to say: if you haven't watched Kim's Convenience, that's a great show. It was also filmed in Toronto and is made in Toronto, so it's a great thing, right? Everything is Toronto, so I love that. So check it out, and I'm really excited about this. So now, before I go to my second story, I would like to give you guys the fact of the day. And today's fact of the day is, drum roll please. Did you guys know a Californian woman lost her wallet in a movie theater and got it back 46 years later? Yes, 46 years later when the building was undergoing renovations. Yes. So what happened was the lady somehow dropped her wallet, and when she went home, she found out that she didn't have her wallet. She called the manager and he said the cleaning crew will find it. The next day she called, the manager says there was no wallet. The cleaning crew didn't find anything. So, 46 years later, the building was undergoing renovations, and in the basement, they found a red wallet. It's called a lady's wallet. It's not a clutch. A clutch is this big, but a lady's wallet is this. So it is a big wallet. It's not that big, but it was a red wallet, and it's still in pristine condition. It had a lot of pictures, a lot of memories, even a lipstick that was in pristine condition. Isn't that awesome? That's awesome, guys. Okay, now to my second story. So my second story is a podcast. So the podcast name is Stuff You Should Know. Who names a continent? What is El Nino? How is Silly Putty made? These are some of the topics covered on Stuff You Should Know podcast, which incidentally brought you how stuff works. This show is a great way to learn small bits of information that will make you smarter and feed you your curiosity. The show notes for each episode contains lots of reference links and additional reading if you want to learn even more information about a given topic. Each episode is about 45 minutes long and it's released weekly. So I love this podcast. I listen to it. So it's an educational podcast. It's for young teens, adults, whoever. If you guys want to level up your general knowledge game, listen to this podcast. It's awesome, guys. I love this podcast. And if you guys want to, there are reference links, and you guys can read it. Additional topics, if you guys want. Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, and that's all for me. As always, this is Nebraska Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you, take care, TGIF. Back to Edith. Bye, guys.
Your podcast choice, Nebraska, of Stuff You Should Know, absolute favorite of mine. That is such a good choice. And I'm just going to promote it again. Do check out Stuff You Should Know. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It's all over the place. But you learn a lot from it. Anyways, though, we got to move on to the final bit of our Youth Connect. I always say the cherry on top, which is Jeffrey with his live music.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great out there. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. Hope you're ready to hear some music. I'm gonna be playing "Sitting, Waiting, Wishing" by Jack Johnson. I was sitting, waiting, wishing you believe in superstitions, then maybe we'll see the signs. Lord knows that this world is cruel, and I ain't alone. I'm just a fool in love somebody. Don't make me love you. Must I always be waiting on you? Always be playing your fool. Singing songs and dancing, gave your friend that's all a chance. Putting up with them was worth ever having you. Maybe you've been through this before. It's my first time, so please ignore the next few lines because they're directed at you. Here we go. I can always be waiting on you. Always be waiting, playing your fool. It's the heavy bit. Play your part, it's not my scene. Rock this clock, I twist, I have enough history. Building it up, shooting me down, already down, just wait a minute. If I was in your position, I'd put down all my ammunition. I wonder why it's taking me so long. Lord knows that I'm not you, and if I was, wouldn't be so cool. Cause waiting on loving so easy to do. Must I always be waiting on you? Always be playing your fool. Always be waiting on you. Always be playing your fool. Play your part, it's not my scene. Rock this cloud, I twist, I have enough history. Keep building it up, shooting me down, already down, just wait a minute. I can always be waiting on you. I can always be playing your fool. Must I always be waiting on you? Must I always be playing your fool? Always be waiting on you. Must I always be playing your fool? Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is Jeffrey signing out. See you all next week. Back to you, Aiden.
Absolutely stunning song, as always, by Jeffrey, our live musician. Great job, Jeffrey. Love the song. I saw my parents dancing in the other room. That's how good it was. I just want to say, now that we've reached the end, I hope that you enjoyed the show. Just so you know, it's very tough to coordinate a live stream, but it really takes a good team to do it. Thank you to all my co-hosts for all that you do. We are a great team, and it was amazing connecting with you guys today. And if you really enjoyed the show, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, we will see you all next week. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.